Welcome back to GTAAP.
GTAAP.
It's Switchmas.
Switchmas.
For our next Switchmas showcase, we are going to another Increates creation.
It's a Sunsoft joint, from what it said beforehand.
I don't know what that means. As far as I know, Sunsoft doesn't exist.
Okay.
So I don't know if they license the name or the holding company that owns.
I haven't seen Sunsoft for a long time.
Well, this is a remake, sequel, prequel to Blaster Master.
Blaster Master Zero.
So let's say game start here. So Blaster Master was a fairly famous game for.
Oh, you think they make Shantae?
Oh no, that's way forward. This is one of those cool indie things that they made her a playable character in this game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's.
No, in Creates. No. That's cross marketing.
Okay, my bad.
So yeah, hit game start. Pick
Sorry, I'm pressing. The buttons are kind of inverted on here.
Just pick any empty slot. Yeah.
Sorry, B is actually A and A is actually B.
It's that Japan X and circle thing. So there is what's it called? It's the Sofia III, I think is the name of the tank.
Okay. So I have not played one of these for years, and in fact, when we started it, I initially thought, "What's Math Blaster?" That's originally what I thought. So like,
all right. So Blaster Master is a game that consists of two types of play. You have the side-scrolling tank pieces,
okay,
where you pilot the Sofia III around and shoot stuff.
Okay.
And eventually you'll get to sections where you have to go like down ladders or into caves. And you'll go to like almost a Zelda-ish top-down kind of perspective. Okay. As you pilot as the pilot goes and does stuff.
Okay.
So, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, I could get my Mac facts wrong here, but in Japan, it was a fairly straightforward like sci-fi thing. Where like, oh, you're the greatest warrior, and here's the legendary tank. Go and defeat the evil for us and save the planet.
Okay.
When they brought it to America, for whatever reason, they said, well, that people won't make sense of that. What's something that Americans understand? Tom Sawyer, that's what. So you're like this little boy who finds a frog out in the woods, and then you follow the frog to a tank.
Okay.
And then you use the tank to go fight underground monsters, because, I don't know.
Because the Boy Next Blob was somewhat popular?
Kinda. And so what they did for this is like why I said it's a prequel, sequel, demake, remake thing, is they sort of combined those into like one sort of anime plot. So your character finds a frog-like alien and is studying it. Okay. And in studying it, he realized it came from like these biospheres that are underground because in this game's world, like, couple hundred years ago, we had a second ice age, and we had to move underground. But some hundreds of years after that, we left, and we haven't been back since. Okay. So here's an example. So you can't go down that ladder. Yeah. But one of your buttons is going to let you out of the tank. I don't know which one, though.
Oh, look at that. There we go.
So now you're this little dude.
No, I'm assuming I can't really fight the big dudes all right.
Nope. That's okay, you're in a safe spot. But one thing you do have is jetpack. Okay. So I think you can sort of fly around.
Okay, so I'm falling too far. That's one thing.
Yeah, I think you have a jetpack, don't you?
I haven't figured it out yet if I do.
It's not double? Maybe you get it later.
No, yeah.
I haven't played it. This is actually one of the earlier actually this might have been a launch game. It was that early.
It was really early for the Switch. It definitely was, yeah.
Yeah. You want to go down there into that cave if you can.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So I have to go around this giant thing that's gonna.
I think you can kill it. It's just not easy because of that. Man. You know, you're making mincemeat of that in the tank, right?
Uh-huh.
Mike, you're good at games. I trust you. You'll eventually not suck.
Your trust in me is not earned. I think the other thing that's throwing me off is like every time I land on the ground from even a remote height, I take
Getting
damage.
damage or getting bumped by the... So this was what you had in the original. So see what I mean by having like... It's kind of like Zelda-esque.
Gotcha, okay. Jeez.
Kind of like you were saying about Shovel Knight. This game isn't as brutally hard as it seems to be. It's just, it takes a while before you're kind of up for the challenges of the game. I mean, not that long. You get somewhere within the first like half hour, 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I can feel it already. It's just a matter of
getting used to it.
Yeah.
But again, it's cool that so anyway, you find this frog creature and it leads you down here, and you're using the Sofia III tank to get around and find out what's going on in this lost world of these Ice Age biodomes.
Map 1.
The forest area. And look at all the blasting that you're mastering. But this is a pretty famous NES game. It's fondly remembered, but it was like NES hard, so I don't know why it's fondly remembered.
Like I remember it, but
I think it was just because it was so cool and it had two such distinct gameplay. Like, oh my god, it's like, you know, Zelda and Contra in like one game. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Kind of like another game that's not all that good, but is well remembered is like Dino Wars. I don't know if you remember that game. It was all, it's the same kind of gimmick here where like there were side-scrolling levels, sort of like Barari Fighters, where you're kind of like a guy with a jetpack and a gun doing like horizontal shooter parts.
Okay.
And then you would get into a like dinosaur thing, and you could go out and have these kind of sort of more like almost brawler levels.
Okay.
But again, it was just kind of really a big deal because, oh my gosh, that's 2 games in 1. Because that's right, people under like the age of 25. That's before this, after the 16-bit era, we didn't really find that interesting. But before that, it was tough. Games were expensive. You just couldn't get them on your emulators at home on your PC like you can now.
Yeah, games were expensive. It's like I could go into there if I got out of the tank, but like
you're absorbing the philosophy. Never get out of the tank.
Yeah. The game doesn't really reward you so much for getting out of the tank so much.
Well, it does, because I don't think there are any upgrades in this part of the game. I think all the upgrades are in the traversal levels. I love how it was a little light, and they did the dithering because, you know, on the NES you couldn't have had just a transparent light, even though we could trivially do that now.
Yeah. Oh,
in fact, we're doing it because of the
now. Oh, I'm Sonicking the hell out of this, aren't I? Yep, I am. I'm gonna turn into Sonic here.
Boom, 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 boom. Warp.
Oh. No, maybe not. I thought it was. That alarm was.
I think he's just saying like, brah, you're underwater. This ain't no swimming level. Oh, you're way better when you're little dude. Master Blaster. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. You can play other characters. There's that thing I mentioned that was actually in the last Ink Creek game, the little fairy kind of thing. There's Shantae. I want to say Shovel Knight is one of them too.
Won't surprise me. She showed up in just about everything.
I like that independent developers seem to keep doing that. Is this kind of cross promotion for
each other, and like especially like the bigger ones like Shovel Knight that honestly doesn't need to do that is still doing it, which is cool in my opinion.
Well, because the thing about it is, even though Shovel Knight did really, really well, because like Nintendo threw a lot of support behind it and it got enough marketing, people became aware of it. It's still like a small team.
Oh yeah, definitely. How? Oh, okay. I didn't know you could destroy those.
You can. They explode. But yeah, it was a really fun remake.
Yeah, it's a nice little game. I can definitely see. I mean, definitely it's an early cycle game in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Like even Money Gunvolt Burst, which is from the same company, definitely feels even more polished. Is like, oh yeah, we built this, and now we know how to build stuff better, so we're going to do that. But I just love that 8-bit games are a genre.
Yeah, like the retro coming back to the forefront kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because these games are always like comfort food. Like, even if they're not like...
What is that thing?
I want to say almost all these things actually are from the original game. I could be wrong, though. I mean, it was the 80s. Everyone was on cocaine.
Oh, I'm out of grenades. Didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, it's your special. You get a lot of different special weapons.
Looks like they're packing me back up here.
Yeah.
Some kind of boss, I assume?
Yeah. And all the bosses, I think, are in this mode,
I get to fight Mother Brain.
What the hell is that? A giant mutant? Damn it! I guess I'll have to murder it. I'm a scientist. Let's murder.
Let's murder it.
Mother Brain. Wait,
Oh,
really?
it actually is called
Legitly
Mother Brain. Wow.
You can go with like Mama Brain or Papa Brain. Something tells me that Nintendo, when it's like, oh, you're gonna call it Mother Brain? Yeah, that's what's called in the original game. Wow, we've suddenly realized someone we should have sued. We'll sue Sunsoft. They're out of business. Oh. Well, are you making this game with Mother Brain? Yeah, we'll sue you then. Oh, it's got little baby brains. Gross.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. Woo. Boom, boom, boom. If it'd be really bad if you gave me twin 6-shooters. I'd just be like firing them up in the air anytime I got happy. Like Yosemite Sam just...
And then just people block away or going, oh god, rain is falling from the sky!
Exactly, like just... Like I'm shooting into a hurricane.
Power of Sophia's main weapon. Yeah. So Hyper Shot. This powers up Sophia's main weapon. You cannot defeat some enemies. You defeat some enemies you couldn't previously. So like I said, all that stuff is in chips that you collect down here that you load into the tank. And the tank sort of serves as the more of the Metroidvania sort of traversal, like, oh, now I can go here where I couldn't go before.
Gotcha. Cool.
Like I said, I want to say there's a jetpack. I may be crazy. Maybe I'm
It might be. I mean, you obviously played through some of this, so...
Yeah, I got a bit deep into that. Cool, well that's it for Master Blaster 0.
Master Blaster.
Or Blaster Master. Master Blaster, Blaster Master. One is from Thunderdome, one is this game. I think this game is Blaster Master. Because you're the Master Blaster.
A horrible death.
Oh, you're just down there, the dead in the ocean. Wishing your pet frog would come back.
Yep. So, for GTAAP, I'm Kaz.
I would name my pet frog Jeremiah.
And that's Mac. And we will see you on the next day of Switchmas.
Because Jeremiah was a bullfrog. And he was a good friend of mine.
You really gonna keep a bullfrog? They're mean.
He was a good friend of mine.
Did you kill him because he's mean?
No. But I didn't know that I had to punch air holes at the top. I was 7.